What's up everyone, my name is Eiffel and today I am reviewing a South Korean blockbuster that just came out in the US, Escape from Mogadishu. In 1991, there are South Korean and North Korean diplomats in Mogadishu, Somalia, competing against each other, trying to win over the support of the Somalian government when a civil war breaks out and the government is kind of overthrown. The city quickly turns violent and chaotic, and the North Korean and South Korean diplomats must now work together to survive and get the hell out of the country. This movie has been directed by the acclaimed director Ryu Seung-wan of The Unjust, The Berlin File, and Veteran, and it is one of the most entertaining movies I saw in a while, so a Korean or American, so I just had to review this movie. Now, what I thought was interesting about this movie is that it is surprisingly apolitical. Going in, I fully expected the movie to end with the message that North Korea and South Korea should be friends again, something like that, but no. This movie, I don't think really cares about North Korea that much. It sees its North Korean characters as, well, just humans, because if you think about it, in a life or death situation, it's not gonna matter all that much what your nationality is or what your ideology is. You're just a human being trying to stay alive and escape. So this movie does just that, just focuses on the people trying to survive, and it's very successful. It's a very entertaining war movie and an escape thriller, and it is made even more interesting by the fact that the characters happen to be North Koreans and South Koreans. So you know what? I think that might actually be the best way to make a movie that talks about North Korea, not to make a definitive grand political statement about them, because it's a very complicated issue, so you don't want to make an easy definitive answer about it. So it's not going to be a very divisive movie like other movies that talk about North Korea, and it's just so fun. I mean, it doesn't have the most mind-bending and unpredictable plot ever. It's not gonna blow you away. But it's so believable, probably because it's based on a true story. And it has a very natural flow. Because if you think about it in other movies, when events unfold one after another, they feel forced. You think, why would that happen? Except for the convenience of the plot. But in this movie, from when Mogadishu seemed like a perfectly peaceful city to when chaos broke out and the North Korean and South Korean diplomats got trapped, stuck in their respective embassies, to when the North Korean diplomats came over to the South Korean embassy, like that flow of events is incredibly smooth and well paced. I do want to also mention that there's no side plot distracting from the main plot. Sometimes movie studios just throw in a random romance or something, and I guess they think it's gonna attract more audiences and make the movie more fun. I don't think so, and this movie did not have a random side plot, so I appreciated that quite a lot. And this movie just has a great cinematography, beautiful score, awesome sound effects. Overall, it is a very well-made movie, very well-directed movie, and very well-written movie. And it is made even better by the great performance given by the great actors it has. I mean, look at what an all-star cast this movie has. Kim Yoon-suk, who I just adored in 1987 When the Day Comes, and The Fortress, and the Tatsa, The High Rollers, and Ho Jun-ho. Like, those two are possibly the best male Korean actors working today, aren't they? Seeing them together on the screen, and of course Jo In-sung, who I loved from the K-drama It's Okay That's Love, and Gu Gyo-hwan, who is a sort of a rising star, you might know from Peninsula, the Train to Busan sequel. They all play very multi-dimensional characters. There's nobody who is your stereotypical, typical superhero kind of protagonist. At first, they all seem very either incompetent or just too emotional or too much of a douchebag. But in the end, they're all very human and very competent. So yeah, I really loved that. The only small problem I guess I had with this movie is that it didn't include a Somalian perspective. There was no a prominent Somalian character that kind of represents what or how the Somalian people felt and thought, about this historical event at the time. Because let's be honest, this historical event, this civil war, is more important in their history than in the Korean history. So why are they only showing the Korean characters and not what the Somalian characters thought at that time? So that's a tiny problem I had with this movie. If they did have that, if they did include that a little more, I would have been a lot more satisfied with this movie. And yeah, so that's it for my review. It's not the greatest masterpiece of the century or anything like that, but it's definitely very entertaining. If you watch this movie in the movie theater, you will not feel like your time and money has been wasted. So, what score would I give this movie? On Letterboxd, I think I gave it a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And I considered raising it to 8 before making this video. I'm gonna stick with 7. It's not at all a bad score. I think this movie is very, very entertaining. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Oh, please do subscribe, and I hope you watch this movie and enjoy it as much as I did. Have a good day.